I know it's been a while. Kind of had to go through a lot of different things. But anyways, I heard on CNN today while talking to RFK, and I didn't like how the way they were talking. They're having this whole talk, and usually 100%, they usually say what they're going to actually do in the future, Democrats. Anyways, they make it sound like that they're going to get ready to have for another COVID. Who knows what they're going to call it this time around. But it's fear-mongering, and I'm not going to have it. And I just want to make sure we go over what we went through a few years ago with the whole COVID thing. I'm not going through it. A lot of us are not going to go through it. I'm probably sure I don't have to make this video, but we're just going to have this for another backup of what the hell they said during the pandemic. And then not only that, then we're going to go over what happened with RFK on CNN as well, too. Because it definitely needs to be talked about. Because we're not going to have that. We're not going to go through that again. It was a bunch of fear-mongering, and it was just something to try to see if they can control us and what they can or can't do with us. Here we go. Bunch of proof is what I got. So this is going to be about during the COVID.
Speaking on Good Morning America, said a national lockdown to curb the spread is not necessary if people wear masks and social distance. He also said a vaccine could be available to the general public by early April or May, and he encouraged Americans to, quote, hang in there until a vaccine is ready. Now, several state leaders are ramping up restrictions amid the surging cases. In Ohio,
So November 12th, 2020.
Governor Mike DeWine ordered businesses to post their mask guidance outside their doors, and bars and restaurants can remain open for now, but that will be reviewed next week. In Indiana, the governor announced crowd sizes will be limited starting this weekend in most counties, and the state's mask mandate is also being extended for another month. And in New York, bars, restaurants, and gyms must close by 10 p.m. beginning tomorrow.
Shallow Hendricks.
That's about the mandates and stuff. So now we're going to go over...
you know that we should wear masks when we are indoors in a closed
when
environment.
he's on the Daily Show. This is when Fauci was on the Daily Show.
Shoot a few rapid-fire ones that you have written them down, and you'll just tell me yes or no whether or not we should be wearing a mask. So...
yes or no, should we be wearing a mask? Okay, just straight up.
Should I be wearing a mask if I'm riding my bike out on the streets?
Not necessarily, no. But you should have it with you in case you come into close contact with people on the outside.
Just in case, always have one. You know, you don't want to get caught without one of those. Otherwise, you know, you'll get shamed for it.
But if you're alone and there's nobody near you and you're riding your bike, you don't need to wear the mask.
Okay. What about if I'm eating in a restaurant where they are open? Should I put my mask on between courses? Because I can take it off to eat. Do I have to put it on between the courses?
Yeah.
So, yeah, something about also when we're out in public and stuff, when we've been trying to eat and whatnot. Can we know or how do we do that whole thing? I've even seen you all have masks where you have it opened up and you're doing this whole, like, Donald Duck shit with the mask, bro. Anyways, here's his answer
I think
to
because
that.
there's enough movement and people that are usually within 6 feet that you probably should. What I do is I put it around my neck, and then I could, eat, drink, and then put it back up when you're waiting for the waiter or something to occur.
But now people have said that there's coronavirus on your neck. So should I put it on my neck, or can I get coronavirus from my neck when the mask comes back to my mouth?
Good question. If you just flip it up and down, you won't. You don't want to put your hand on the outside of it.
Okay, got it. In an empty elevator, do I put my mask on?
Well, the answer is when the door opens, somebody might walk in and you have no idea, who's going to walk in. So you might want to just keep it on. By the way, let me show you. See this? This is what
It's a joke.
I do. You have it on, you go like this, bingo, and you're okay. Then you go like this, bingo, it's up.
Make sure you're between your bites that you're putting your mask on.
What if you're talking to somebody and they don't understand what you're saying? Do you put it down to say something, or do you just like practice saying it louder?
No, you say it again and repeat it. That's a really good point, because when you then put down, you tend to speak louder with more force, and that's when all of the particles...
Make sure you have it on, so I can't hear you properly, okay?
If they're there, if you're infected, will come out. I would leave the mask on.
All right, and then my final one. if you are in a movie theater, some people are going to movies around the country, and you're watching Christopher Nolan's new movie Tenet, right? And then there's only 2 people in the cinema. Do you put your mask on or do you keep it off?
Well, if they're so physically distanced away from you, you probably could keep it off. But remember, you got to be careful, because in the theater, if there's not good ventilation, there could be aerosol in that. Myself, what I would do, I would probably keep it on just to be safe. Because I'm indoors. That's the reason, because I'm indoors.
Just make sure you always have it on, okay? Otherwise, you'll be shamed for it.
There's a lot of confusion among people and misinformation surrounding face masks. Can you discuss that?
The masks are important for someone who's infected to prevent them from infecting someone else. Now, when you see people and look at the films in China and South Korea, whatever, everybody's wearing a mask. Right now in the United States, people should not be walking around with masks.
You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely to this.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. And often, there are unintended consequences.
So that was during October 4th, 2021.
People keep fiddling with the mask and they keep touching their face.
And can you get some schmutz sort of staying inside there?
Of course. But when you think masks, you should think of healthcare providers needing them and people who are ill. The people who, when you look at the films of foreign countries and you see 85% of the people wearing masks, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not against it. If you want to do it, that's fine.
But it can lead to a shortage of masks.
Exactly. That's the point. It could lead to a shortage of masks for the people who really need it.
Okay. So this is going to be Rachel Maddow. We're going to watch her a little bit, okay? A little bit of the fear mongering.
I'll just say, before we do that, just as a personal plea from me, if you have been putting off being vaccinated for whatever reason, don't agonize about it. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about that and, get you defensive about it. Just make a fresh decision now. Take a fresh look at the issue now, looking at what's going on now. No matter why you have put it off in the past, no judgment. Now is the time to actually go do it. Because we really cannot afford you having to go to the hospital right now. If you're unvaccinated,
no judgment.
You have a much higher chance of getting this newly transmissible variant we had never seen before a couple of weeks ago. And it's the unvaccinated people who it's going to make sick. And we really just cannot afford for you to have to go to the hospital right now. I mean, looking all around the country, depending on where you live, there is a very good chance there's no room for you in the hospital right now if you need.
There won't be any room for you.
Need to go. And if you can somehow get a bed because you got COVID and you got sick from it because you weren't vaccinated, if you are able to get yourself into a bed, you're going to be filling a bed that somebody else really needs. So even if you didn't feel like you could do it before, even if you've been holding off for whatever reason, look at it freshly now. Now would be the time.
Yeah, now would be the time that you listen and do what we say.
Even if it wasn't okay for you before, it's okay for you to do it now. Honestly, your country needs you. And if you are vaccinated, but you haven't been boosted yet and you're eligible for your booster, make your appointment for your booster.
No judgment.
Now's the time. And I know from anecdotal experience where in the part of the country where I live, right now signing up for a booster right now is sometimes hard to find an appointment. The only reason I'm saying that is not because you should be discouraged from trying to get one, but because if you know you need to get your booster, you should try to make your appointment now because you may have to make it some distance in advance in order to get into a vaccination site. So time to do it. This is it.
There's another one with Rachel Maddow.
I know a lot of people who feel oogie or a little reluctant to get the vaccine. If you are at all like me, your own health, your own risk is not a big rational driver of all of your actions. What you do care about is this. You really do not want to be the person who gets it and then spreads it to other people.
No judgment, but we're going to fearmonger you, though.
It is okay to feel reluctant or oogie or scared and not want to get it, but feel the fear and do it anyway.
Feel the fear. Do it anyway. We're not fear-mongering you, but feel the fear. Feel the fear. We're not fear-mongering you, but feel that fear. You better feel it.
Get it. If I can do it, you can do it. It is okay to feel reluctant or oogie or... And today, bizarrely today,
we're going to be going over
we were told
the statistics
for the first
of who was
time
taken and who was not
that
taking
President
it.
Trump was vaccinated, along with First Lady Melania Trump at the White House in January while he was still president before the inauguration. Why did they keep this information secret from the American public? Sometimes that administration and that president did things that I thought were sort of crazy or wrong, but at least I could discern the self-interest. What was the self-interest here? To whom did the benefit accrue from keeping this secret from?
Joe Biden did a wonderful job, but when Trump was a part of it at the end of his term or whatnot, we're going to talk smack about him though. But Joe Biden didn't do a single thing wrong, even though some of the things he did, Joe Biden copied off of what Trump did, and not only that, made it worse and say there was mandates and stuff for us. At least Joe Biden did and whatnot. Trump was actually trying to get, if he would have been those other 4 years, we would have been out of the whole COVID thing a lot sooner. And only that, there were certain people and doctors and stuff that actually had good medicine that were taking care of and actually healing people that had COVID. But nobody wanted to hear it. They wanted you to stay on top of them boosters and everything else and fearmonger you. So yeah.
From the American public. While he was president, President Trump never encouraged Americans to get vaccinated. Now we know that he himself took the vaccine in secret and never told anyone. What possible benefit was there to him to keep that secret from the public? Think about all the good that could have done. What new poll shows that among Americans who are not...
This right here. So they want to brag about the fact that, look, that Democrats are doing such a good job making sure they're being good little boys and girls and taking the vaccine. Oh no, stupid Republicans, they're not taking the vaccine. A lot of them said no, about half of them.
Yet vaccinated. There is a more than 2-to-1 disparity between Democrats and Republicans in terms of who's planning on getting the vaccine when they get the chance to.
No judgment.
Americans who are not yet vaccinated, among Democrats, 70% say they intend to get the vaccine as soon as they can. But among Republicans, it's not 70%, it's only 33%. It's less than half the number among Republicans. Well, why is that? What is it about being a Republican that might make you a little shy about vaccines? Only a third.
How is that not only fear-mongering? How is that not splitting people apart? Don't tell me that you don't have that agenda of where you're trying to keep people not only apart though, but then you were going to try to say Republican bad, Orange man bad, this and that. Democrats don't ever do anything wrong. You're just nonstop with the BS MSNBC crap or whatever and CNN and stuff like that. Try to tell me that you don't have an agenda, dude. Fox kind of sometimes gets a little off on board and stuff like that, but I'm going to tell you, they're more truthful than any of this crap that you're seeing right here. Prove me wrong.
Of Republicans who haven't been vaccinated yet actually intend to get the shot when they can. What would that number be if President Trump in January had just been honest, had just said, hey, I just got vaccinated and I was able to get the vaccine because I'm president? Nobody would have resented him for getting the vaccine. Of course you'd want the president vaccinated. What if he had just said in January, I just got vaccinated because I'm the president. As soon as you can get vaccinated, you should too. Do you think there'd still be only a third of Republicans in the country who are planning on getting the vaccine?
How is this not fear-mongering? How is this not fear-mongering? Please tell me.
He knew that President Trump got it? Why did he keep this a secret?
Yeah, be proud of that. Yeah, my butt. This is Joe Biden.
If the unvaccinated...
Telling you, you better get it. I'm going to try to pause in time. They try to cut it in time, though, but I'm going to try to tell you. He basically says that you're going to pay the price if you don't get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated. They will protect themselves and other unvaccinated people around them. If they do not, states with low vaccination rates may see those rates go up, may see this progress reversed. Ultimately, those who are not vaccinated will end up paying the price.
ultimately those who are not vaccinated will end up paying the price. You're going to tell me in any type of way that that wasn't a threat, knowing that there's all kind of data, all kind of proof out there. He's saying he had mandates. If you know what a mandate is, or if you don't know what a mandate is, it means basically you're being forced to, or you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose certain privileges, you're being forced to do it. That's what a mandate is, basically. Mandates are good for certain type purposes, like there's a mandate of what time you guys need to be staying out because there's so many damn teens that are going out and starting trouble. There needs to be a mandate on time. That type of mandate is okay. But you're not going to tell me that I have to get a stupid shot or whatnot that has zero type of showing any type of statistics, whether it works or not, and you're going to make us do it. No, thank you.
Right.
More and more companies are telling their workers no COVID-19 vaccine, then no returning to work.
Then no returning to work.
This week, CNN fired 3 staffers who broke its honor system policy by showing up to work unvaccinated. Employment lawyers say companies can legally mandate vaccines so long as exceptions are made for workers who request accommodations on religious, medical.
So I'm going to make a whole other video, though, with the RFK that I mentioned at the beginning.
More and more companies are...
Anyways, but right now I'm going to stick with that because it's going to go on top of everything that happens that that CNN discusses with RFK, and then everything will become clear. But this is going to be one of 2. If you want to know why I typically did this, other than showing you the proof of what happened during the pandemic and everything like that. But anyways, thank you for watching. I appreciate you all. I love you all. God bless. Godspeed.